Valley churches and other houses of worship are preparing to reopen this week, with Governor Newsom announcing today new guidance on how they can safely reopen amid the pandemic. News Channel 3's Jake Gracia is live from Sacred Heart Catholic Church in Palm Desert with those new rules. Jake.
Yeah, John, good evening. And a lot of this is still being figured out by several of the Valley churches who I've spoken to. It's not exactly clear exactly what they're going to do, but here at Sacred Heart, they have already purchased several thousand face masks and a dozen touchless thermometers as well. And it is clear tonight that religious services are going to look a whole lot different than they used to. Now, for those worship services under the new rules, places of worship have to limit attendance to 25% capacity or 100 attendees, whichever is lower. And of course, social distancing must be kept between people inside and outside, even in the parking lot as well. Services must be shortened to limiting the time people are spending there. And the governor also advising that large gatherings that people would travel to should be discontinued, like holidays and weddings and funerals. The doors of these places of worship should be propped open during peak periods and when people are entering and exiting, and singing, group recitation, and other practices where people could be exhaling droplets are also strongly discouraged. And of course, face coverings are strongly recommended at all times. Now, Monsignor Lincoln here at Sacred Heart says he still doesn't know exactly when his church will reopen as they try to work through these new guidelines.
When people enter the church, there's a temperature, there may be temperature checks and/or checks about symptoms. Our church holds 1,400, but 100 and less is the limit. Also, you have to limit it to that, and I'm not sure how we're going to take reservations, to be honest with you. We're going to have pathways marked out in the church where they can walk. The distribution of communion, how are you going to do that? Also, disinfecting the entire church.
Now, we have heard from the county on this as well tonight. They are following those guidelines put out by the governor today. But again, a lot to still work through for these churches and other places of worship tonight. Reporting live tonight in Palm Desert, Jake Gracia, News Channel 3.